Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Cam Jennings, aka Cam Fats, coming at you on behalf of EpicConversions.com. Hope you guys are doing amazing out there, guys. Just give me a second here. I want to get my make sure this mic and everything's working. Usually, sometimes I get it on the wrong.
Testing. I think that's a little bit better there. Yeah, I think that's a little better. All right, very cool. I love it. All right, guys. Hope you guys are doing great, man. I wanted to do this video because I had people asking questions about the Email Emperor workshop. So I wanted to give everybody some info on that. I had a couple stories I wanted to tell you about because a couple things that I find, people are getting held back by when it comes to starting online businesses or moving online businesses forward. One is like simple limiting beliefs, right? That's one thing that is, holding people back. And this idea of thinking something is one way when really, truly, it's not really that way. For example, I heard this story the other day about Betty Crocker, and maybe you guys know this and maybe you don't. I don't know. It was new to me though, and so this company, Washburn Crosby, they were a flouring company, right? A flour mill company, right? They later on became General Mills, right? But anyways, back in the 1800s, this company was formed, and in the early 1900s, 1920s, the Washburn Crosby company, they were having this contest, right? It was a puzzle contest, and the winners of this contest, people, when they won this little puzzle contest, they could mail in to the Washburn Crosby company, and they would send them a free pin cushion, right? So these ladies, they were sending in. You're talking about people who buy flour, right? A lot of back then in 1920s was a lot of women. They were sending in to get their pin cushion that they won. But what Washburn Crosby noticed was that in their PSs, they were asking them questions about recipes, about how much flour to put into things, and they were asking their opinions on recipes. So the people at Washburn Crosby, when they were responding to these letters, they wanted to make it more like personal. So they decided on coming up with a pen name to respond to these letters. They came up with Betty Crocker. And the reason why was because they thought that Betty sounded kind of like an American lady's name. And Crocker happened to be one of the names of someone on the board for Washburn Crosby back then. So anyways, that's where Betty Crocker came from. It's not even a real person. And I tell you that story just because I had no idea. I just assumed that Betty Crocker was a real person. And this was like a company that was, named after her, right? Not true at all. It's not even a real thing. So that's where it came from. And I tell you that because limiting beliefs are a lot like that Betty Crocker story, right? Things that you think are true, you just assume to be true. Many times they're not true at all. And they're actually holding you back by believing things that aren't really true. I hope that makes sense. We're going to get into a lot more specifics tomorrow on the workshop throughout the day. But I just wanted to kind of give you that little story because, hopefully it motivates you a little bit to understand that some of the things holding you back might not even be real. It might be something that you can get around just by not believing it anymore. Got another story to tell you. This one's a personal story. It's about adventuresontheriver.com. If you know me for a long time, you probably know about adventuresontheriver.com. If you haven't known me that long, you probably don't know anything about that. But adventuresontheriver.com was my first membership site that I ever created. And it was born like this, right? At the time, I was selling books full-time on Amazon. And I wrote an ebook about selling books full-time on Amazon. Put the ebook on Kindle, right? I'd been doing it for a couple years, and I decided I was going to write an ebook about it. The ebook didn't do that good. It did okay. I sold a couple of copies of it here and there, but not as cool as I thought it was going to be. So I was reading this book about membership sites and stuff, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to try my hand at that, and I'm going to make a membership site, right? I got to keep in mind, man, I was as green as they come. I wasn't a marketer back then. I was an online bookseller. Like, I didn't know the first thing about marketing, not the first thing. Okay. I didn't know the first thing about creating a website either, to be honest with you. I didn't know nothing about nothing. It didn't get any greener than me. All right. So anyways, I was like, what I did have was I had some ambition and I had a little bit of confidence in myself. I overestimate myself all the time. And I'll tell you, if you're going to have to choose between underestimating yourself and overestimating yourself, I say overestimate yourself all the time. You'll probably get ahead faster if you overestimate yourself. Anyways, so I said, I think I'm going to try to turn this ebook into a membership program. What I'll do is I'll turn every chapter into a module, and I'll make a video for each chapter, right? So that now the chapter is not a chapter anymore, it's a module, right? So that's what I did. And I decided I was going to publish new content every month. I'd put 5 to 8 pieces of content in there about what I was doing on Amazon, right? Things I was selling and what they were selling for and what to look for out there in the marketplace and stuff. And, I drive traffic to my membership site with a YouTube channel, right? And I did that. And you guys, you know what? It worked. It worked, but it didn't work at first. At first, I couldn't get anybody to buy my membership program. And I didn't even know why. It was like, why is no one buying? I was driving a little traffic from my YouTube channel to my Amazon ebook. And now I'm trying to do the YouTube channel to the membership site and no one's buying. Why not? What's going on? Now, guys, keep in mind, I was so green, I didn't even know to do analytics. I didn't even have analytics hooked up to my website. That's how green I was. I didn't know what I was doing. But I was also so green that I didn't even check my checkout process. I just assumed that if the checkout process was broken, people would reach out to me and say, hey, man, I can't buy this thing. The checkout's not working. Nobody's going to do that. I was so green, I didn't think to test my own checkout process. I tested it 2 days later. Well, it took 2 months, actually, 2 or 3 months before I finally figured out I needed to check my checkout process. It took 2 or 3 months of nobody buying anything and me beating myself up thinking, man, oh, here we go. Another thing I jumped the gun on and jumped right into it. I messed it up, but it was okay. I checked the checkout process. It was broken. I spent the next 2 days trying to fix it myself because I'm a big cheapskate and I didn't want to pay anybody anything. I couldn't fix it. I read all these blog articles and, watched all these videos about WordPress and stuff. I couldn't figure out how to fix it. Finally, I broke down. I paid someone on Fiverr like $5 or $10. They fixed it in 20 minutes. And like within 24 hours, I'd had my first sale and my membership site was off to the races. So flash forward 2 years later, and now I have over 300 members in my membership program, teaching people how to make money on Amazon. Over 300 members paying me $14.97 a month. All right. And here's what I want you to know. Here's the takeaway. Like I'd never even sent them an email. I had over 300 members in my membership program. I had never even sent them a single email, right? That's still how green I was. 2 years after running a successful membership program and driving traffic to it successfully with a YouTube channel, I still hadn't sent them my first email. Like I had 300 people in a membership program that would probably buy whatever I wanted to sell them. But I didn't know enough to know to send them an email to sell them something, right? So why am I telling you this story, right? Because here's the thing. A lot of you guys think you can't do things because you don't have experience, right? A lot of you feel like no experience is what's holding you back. And until you have some kind of success, like the guy down the road who has a BMW or a Benz or a Rolls Royce or a big mansion or whatever, and until you have some kind of success like that, you're not fit to teach anyone anything, right? Well, I'll tell you something. You don't need experience to win on the internet, okay? What you need is you need some ambition, you need a little guidance, okay? And you need an open mind, right? Those are the 3 things you need. You need ambition, you need a little guidance, and you need an open mind. Now, I didn't say you need a $5,000 coaching program, did I? I didn't say that. I didn't say you need a $10,000 mentorship retreat. That's not what I said. Okay. I'm not saying it's bad. Maybe for some people it's good, right? But not everybody needs that. Not everybody needs a $2,000 mentorship package, right? I didn't need it. I mean, there I was making thousands of dollars a month with a membership program and a pretty fairly successful YouTube channel, driving traffic to the membership program, making thousands of dollars a month. And like, I didn't even know how to send an email. How did I succeed? I did it because I had ambition. I had a little guidance, right? And my guidance, it came in the form of books, right? I was reading a lot of books and I was taking chances. I saw people doing things in the books. I remember with that membership site, I was reading a book by a guy named Perry Belcher. You guys have probably heard of him. But he wrote a little book. You can pick it up on Amazon for like $2.99 or something. But it was called Membership Sites That Make Money. And like that book just flipped a switch in me, you know, and it just made me want to just try something. I took a shot based on stuff I read in that book. And you know what? At first it didn't work, but I adjusted, and then all of a sudden it worked, and I was off to the races, making mistakes the whole way I was going. But I didn't succeed because I had all this experience. I succeeded because I had ambition, right? I had a little guidance, and I had an open mind, and I was willing to believe in myself. So that's what I wanted to impart on you guys. And let me answer a few of these questions here that people have been asking me by email. So people are asking me about the Email Emperor workshop. And they asked me, how much is it going to be after? Everybody, I hope you guys all know it's free to attend. You guys can all attend this workshop tomorrow for free. And then what's going to happen is the next day after the workshop, that's when it's going to charge you. All right. And it's going to charge you $49.97. So it's very cheap. It was actually meant to be a $97 workshop, but I decided to say, screw that. And I just want to cut it in half. So it's $49.97 and it'll be the day after. So after the workshop is over, you'll have time to cancel it. If you didn't get value out of it, if you don't like it, you didn't get value out of it, you'll have time to cancel it. And I'll show you exactly how to cancel it when we get on the workshop. That's one of the things I'll teach you is how to cancel it. You can cancel it yourself. You don't have to reach out to me by email or, call, and jump through like 5 hoops and like call like 3 different numbers and, whatever. You don't have to jump through all these hoops to cancel. It's not hard to cancel it. What are the cons to canceling the workshop? The cons are you don't get the replays. All right. The cons are I'm going to do a 4th session, okay, the next day after the billing takes place. So there will be a 4th session on Wednesday. If you guys have already signed up for the workshop, you already know. You already see it in the slot there. There's going to be a 4th session Wednesday at 8 p.m. We're going to get it even into more stuff, basically. So the workshop's going to be amazing. 3 awesome sessions. We're going to go even crazier on Wednesday. So there's going to be that 4th bonus session. And yeah, you won't get that 4th bonus session if you cancel. So no replays, no 4th bonus session. And then I got 5 special bonuses I want to put in there. All the stuff is going to go directly to the people who consent to the billing. The people who pay their $49.97, all the people are going to get the bonuses, the 4th session, all the other sessions, the transcriptions, the audios, the videos, all downloadable so they can have it for good, right? So that's basically how it works. However, if you're on a really strict budget and you can't afford, the $49.97, this is still free to attend. You just got to make sure you cancel after it's over. That's it. 2, what are the times? So I put the times, I tried to write them on this whiteboard and get clever. So the times up here, whatever, it's getting late. 2 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, and 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, right? So if you're not on Eastern time, just find a little translator on Google and figure out what time that is for you. But 2, 5, and 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then we'll do a bonus session the next day at 8 p.m. Eastern time as well. and I'll be dropping some bonuses in there on the 6th as well. So that'll be fun. All right. So that's what's going on with that. Someone asked me if they need a list for this workshop, and the answer is no, you don't need a list for this workshop. This workshop actually is going to teach 2 disciplines. It's going to teach how to build a list, and it's going to teach how to do email marketing to that list, effective email marketing that gets you results, right? We're going to cover cold traffic strategy. We're going to cover warm traffic strategy. And yes, we're going to cover list building. So no, you don't need a list to get benefit from this workshop. All right. Do I need money to make methods work? So we're going to be covering some free methods, and we're also going to be covering some paid methods. Okay. So we're gonna kind of run the gambit on ways to build lists. Okay. So you could say, no, you don't need money to make these methods work. But some of the methods I'm going to talk about, yeah, it'd be good if you had a little bit of money. I think that when it comes to marketing, it's a good place to start with free. It's good. Make your business prove itself a little bit. That's my opinion. Some people feel like, hey, you know what? You got to invest a little bit and get it making money. But for me, I found that, yes, you can do most things online for free at first. And what I found is it really helps move you forward mentally when you see results coming in. When you actually see that you're getting some results, it helps churn that ambition and makes you go even harder, right? That's what I found. But anything I show you tomorrow, there will be free methods that you can use as well. So there's some great paid services out there. What we're doing this webinar on right now, I'm doing this right now, guys. I'm doing it with a service called StreamYard, okay? And I can show you that service tomorrow. I can talk about that if you want. But StreamYard has a free version, right? And sometimes I use the free version, and sometimes I upgrade to the paid version. If I don't need the paid version, I don't keep it. That's how I see it. It's not very expensive. It's like I think it's $25 a month. But it really just depends on what I'm doing. I know I was doing these Backstage Pass sessions when I was doing launches last year. And what I would do was I would say, okay, I'm going to do Backstage Pass. I'm going to do a launch. It's going to be like a 30-day situation. And every single day, I'm going to do a live call at the end of the night, talk about what I did that day, and answer anybody's questions they have, right? So it was basically a workshop on product launching. It was really cool. So people signed up for it. And, the free version of StreamYard wasn't going to cut it for that because I was using a lot of streaming for that situation. But when the way I'm using StreamYard for sometimes I'm just doing like maybe a few videos a week or something, and you can use the free version of StreamYard for that. You don't need to upgrade to paid unless you don't like that logo. StreamYard's free thing has a little logo up here in the corner. That's the way a lot of these free services are, guys. They have little minor inconveniences, but if you don't mind the inconveniences, go with the free one. If you feel like you need to upgrade to the paid, upgrade to the paid. You know what I mean? But I think it really just comes down to overhead, doesn't it? It comes down to overhead. You got to be mindful of how much you're spending for your business, how much your business can afford, because ideally you don't want to spend out of your own pocket. Now, at first, yeah, you might have to spend a few bucks out of your own pocket, but as soon as possible, you want your business paying for the expense, right? StreamYard, got to come out of my business expense, okay? Then it's tax deductible. At the end of the year, tax deductible, quarterly tax deductible. Okay. I'm not going to get into all that tonight. I know this isn't what this is about, but yeah, I'm just kind of talking about the differences between free and paid services. I'll tell you what, I did this product a couple years ago called Free Funnels. And basically it taught people free alternatives to everything. In fact, I was thinking the other day, man, you know what? I might need to revisit that for 2021 and do another course, like a Free Funnels 2 or something like that, Free Funnels 2.0 or whatever. Because I just want to show people, man, listen, there's free alternatives to everything out there. It's just the way it is. So yeah. So anyways, what else? What else do we got? Do I need money to make methods work? Do I have to use social media? Someone asked me if they had to use social media. So Listen, here's the deal with social media. You don't have to use social media. I'll show you ways tomorrow to where you don't have to use social media to build your list. Okay. But let's think about this for a second. Okay. Now, methods where you don't have to use social media to build your list, what could they possibly be? Like, let me have a little spoiler here for you. There's only a few ways that you can build your list without social media, right? Because everyone's hanging out on social media, right? You could build your list with forums, right? You could try to use forums to kind of filter traffic to your list. If you don't count YouTube, you could say, well, you could build your list with YouTube, but a lot of people count YouTube as social media, right? The big way that people use to build their list without social media is paid traffic, right? That's the big way, right? So if you don't have a budget and you don't want to use social media, now you're getting really limited, right? Now you're getting really limited on ways to build your list. What you can do is you can obviously start a blog and you can try to pull organic traffic to your blog. How can you pull organic traffic to your blog? Well, you know what? We'll get into it tomorrow. Tomorrow on the call, we'll really get into how you could do things like that for free. But yes, there are ways. But obviously, when we talk about free traffic, and I don't want to spend any money on an advertising budget. I just want to use free methods, but I hate social media. I don't want to use social media. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? Because like everyone's hanging out on social media. Where the hell's everybody hanging out? They're all hanging out on TikTok. They're all hanging out on Instagram. They're all hanging out on Facebook. They're all hanging out on YouTube. They're all hanging out on Reddit. I mean, who the hell's hanging out on a blog in 2021? Nobody. So, it gets difficult. It gets very difficult. But obviously, it's not impossible. Obviously, you can do it. You can do paid methods, building lists, and of course, there's other methods we can talk about on the call tomorrow when it comes to that. But of course, what I'm trying to impart upon you is by disregarding social media, man, you're obviously putting yourself at a handicap there. That's just the way it is. But yes, on the call tomorrow, we'll discuss methods, free and paid, without having to use social media. I can talk to you about that. We can teach that in there. 6. What's that bonus session? Wednesday, 8 p.m. Yes, Wednesday, 8 p.m. We're gonna have a bonus session. We're gonna cover a lot of stuff tomorrow, you guys. It's gonna be 3 jam slam packed. I scheduled time for like 2 hours a session. So like we're talking like 6 hours of content tomorrow. But let me tell you something. I'm a talker. I can talk. I'll teach you more stuff on Wednesday too. I promise. You think you got everything covered. You think you got everything planned for, and then you go down a rabbit hole that you could just talk for another hour about, right? For instance, that right there. How can I build a list without having to do social media and without having to do paid advertising? I don't have any money to spend, but I don't want to touch social media. How can I do it? Man, we could talk for an hour on strategies about that, right? So there's a lot of things that I have to talk about. I've been doing this for a long time, you guys. So I got a lot to cover. So yeah, we're going to do a bonus session on Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I have a rough idea about what I want to cover on Wednesday, but depending on how tomorrow's sessions go, I might change it a little bit depending on how everyone is going and what kinds of questions people are asking me. I might flip it a little bit. Like tomorrow, if people start asking me a lot of questions about membership programs and continuity programs, maybe I'll flip it and Wednesday will really focus in on continuity. If people start asking me a lot of questions about building a list, maybe we'll gear Wednesday more towards building a list. If people ask me more questions about copy, email copy, how to advertise in email, how to pitch an email, how to do it and not make it look awkward, or if people want to know more about analytics, if people want to know more about tracking, whatever, it seems like people are really interested in on the calls tomorrow, we might gear Wednesday's bonus session towards that. So, we'll see. My wife says I have the gift of gab. So I try to use the gift of gab to do good. I use my powers for good, not evil. So anyways, what else? Oh, 7. Okay, I'm not creative. Do I have to write a lot? I'm not creative. Do I have to write a lot? So look, here's what I found when it comes to trying to start an online business. Number one, first of all, I think it's very important that you accept and embrace the fact that sustainable online business runs through list building and email marketing. These are the two disciplines that you must master: email marketing, list building. And then I think for a good financial foundation, you must embrace the idea of continuity. You must have some kind of continuity program that can create some kind of a financial foundation for you. So, yeah, that's what I'd say. And then when it comes to this idea of I don't want to write, I'm not creative. I think everybody's can be creative. That's something right there. I think everybody has creativity in them. Everybody's different. Like and you know, creativity manifests in many different ways. But when it comes to writing, do you have to write? Well, you know, I think all online business runs through email. So if you don't want to write, um, you have to be able to write, right? You have to be able to write something, type, a couple lines, or you have to pay someone else to do it for you. Someone's got to write the emails. If the whole business runs through email and the whole business runs through list building, I mean, someone's got to write the damn emails. Now, I will tell you that artificial intelligence is right around the corner. Right, and it's actually available now. They have artificial intelligence right now. I forget what it's called. Oh, it's called AnyWord. There's a software right now called AnyWord that will actually write for you. Now, listen, is it professional? Great. I mean, look, I've been writing emails for years, man. So there's subtle nuances to writing that the artificial intelligence just cannot mimic yet. But if you absolutely hate writing, good news. There's plenty of options out there for you. But I'll tell you something. If you want to be online and you want to run a successful online business, I think you should work on this discipline of copy, especially email copy, because it is a direct link to money, right? If you want to make money online, email copy is a direct link to money. Like, you don't get more direct than that to money. That's like a straight line right to greenbacks. I would say it's even closer than, you know, a sales copy, to be honest with you, because the fact of the matter is, like, I can send someone to a sales page with email copy and they will be ready to buy it no matter what's on that sales page, right? That they've been convinced by my email copy and my reputation as a person, right? So this is what's worked, and it worked before they ever hit that sales page. So in my opinion, you know, email copy is a very, very valuable discipline to master. And the good news is, like, there's a lot of right answers when it comes to email copy. Okay. A lot of right answers. Everyone has their own voice. If you can have a conversation with a person, you can write an email that can make you money. Right. And that's just the way it is. That's the way I believe it. So, yeah, that's what I'd say to that. But yeah, I guess that's it. Did any of you guys have any questions for me before I wrap this up? It's about 10:30 at night. I gotta make sure I get my beauty sleep. I don't want to wake up any uglier than I already am. I'm gonna break a camera. Hey, listen, if you guys are asking me questions, I'm not seeing them. So I hope you guys are doing all right out there. And yeah, I think we got it. I think we got it. I'm gonna leave this video up here on YouTube for people to see it, in case they want to join. Guys, the workshop, to get a free ticket to attend the workshop starts at 2 p.m. tomorrow. There's a limit of 50 people, okay? No more than 50 people. I'm only taking 50 people into the workshop. And the reason is very simple, because I know with 50 people on there, I can still ask questions. I can still answer questions. Hey, no problem, man. For sure. You are welcome. Appreciate you hanging out. With 50 people, I know I could still answer questions individually and get everybody taken care of and make sure everybody gets the value they need from the workshop. Any more than that, and it gets a little bit funky, and I might not see all the questions asked, and then we get into now all of a sudden I got to pitch you a high ticket program, right? I don't want to have to pitch you a high ticket program, so we'll just limit it to 50 people so I can get everybody's question answered. Anyways, yeah. So I think that's it, guys. Listen, I'm excited about tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna help a lot of people tomorrow, and listen, man, everybody get a good night's sleep, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the workshop. Peace, everybody.